falling in love with you.
I'm so excited for what's to come.
I'm falling in love with you. I am in love with you.
Let's talk a bit about your season. I know you aren't going to give too much away, but the promo is crazy. You kind of break the rules because you tell multiple women that you love them. What's up with that, Clayton?
Well, for one, breaking the rules, I was just going about it the way that I thought was best. And I mean, I just was like, this is my journey. I'm someone who's very transparent. And so I always feel that whenever there's something, an issue that also arises, I like to attack it head on. With that, yeah, people are seeing these promos and it's very shocking. And I know a lot of people have questions and are making inferences from it. And I get that, right? Like everyone's talking and they want to know what's going on, but a lot of that will be answered once the show airs. And there's the questions of why did he approach it this way? It'll be answered once all of that is shown at the time that it is. So for now, yeah, it was a lot. And I think there's a lot to unpack. And I see it all, and people are all asking friends and family, what were you thinking? And it's like, just give me a shot, wait and see. I promise you'll have the answers you're looking for.
I was intimate with both of you.
Done. I've never felt pain like this before.
Walk me through at what point you were officially asked to be the Bachelor.
It was shortly after my departure from Michelle's side of things. And it was with enough time for me to be able to really just kind of like think back to everything that happened, be able to take time to myself to kind of heal from that side of things with Michelle, and then be able to say, okay, am I ready to jump back into this? So it was relatively quick, but enough where I was able to also conceptualize all those feelings and then be able to move on.
I was going to ask if you had any concerns about it being too soon, because obviously we all saw how your journey played out with Michelle and you cried on national TV. So I'm curious if at the time that you were asked, if you thought it was too soon, and then also what it was like for you watching that back, if you did watch as it was airing.
Yeah, I did watch it. And I think for me, I watched it back and I realized that she had very strong connections with the other men. And it was apparent as I watched it back. And part of me, I realized that while I did open up, I was slower to open up than others. And so it was I was kind of protecting myself because I was playing this game of like, well, there's still this many men left. So, I'm afraid to like open up too much and then be heartbroken in a way that allowed me to, I guess, then get over it quicker. But again, I think that's what it was a life lesson for me that I was like, you can't hold back. If you feel a certain way, like you just have to allow yourself to get to that place. That was a big life lesson that I learned in that moment. And then I was able to take time to just attack it head on, how I felt, my feelings, but then turn around in enough time. Okay, I'm ready to do this new thing.
You watched back your journey on TV, obviously a lot of emotions there. Are you ready to see an entire season? I mean, is there any way that you can even prepare yourself for that level of the spotlight?
I don't know if there's really any way to prepare for any of this because, I mean, I'll never do something like this ever again. And also very few people ever have. So it's like you really can't talk to many people that have went through it. And it's just a first time experience all the way around. So I know that like watching my whole journey will be, it'll be wild. It's going to be crazy to see it. And there'll be things that I experienced and other things that I didn't see that happen behind the scenes. And so I'm excited. A whole slew of emotions as far as how I'm going to feel when I watch it. But ultimately, it'll be my journey. And I think that's what's exciting is to be able to see that journey captured on camera.
Absolutely. Did you get any advice from Michelle on what it's like to be in the starring role?
Excitingly enough, I was able to speak with some Bachelor alumni on my journey. And so they gave me great advice because, these are people that have been through it before. And I'm really excited for everyone to see like who those individuals were because their advice, I think, really helped shape the way that I did approach some scenarios because it's like, what's better than taking advice from somebody that actually went through that experience?
Definitely. And someone who went through the experience is Jesse Palmer, who is now the host. So what was it like working with him day by day and being side by side with someone who was formerly the Bachelor?
Jesse, I mean, he's like a big brother to me, and we have such a good bond. I mean, we're always talking back and forth. whether it's text or whatever. He really just took me under his wing, and because he had went through it on his side of things, as he used to be a bachelor himself, he went through that role as well. And he's a former football player. Like, we had so many similarities, and that trust was built so quickly. And I'm glad that I was able to confide in him early on, because that man definitely kept me sane throughout my journey.